Hello, Gemini, Sun, Moon, and Rising sign, especially. Welcome to 2023 July. We're going to talk about a month in which you're going to experience, I hope anyway, some change around your home life, property, and real estate that can be quite significant, but positive, as well as some shifts around things to do with siblings and travel and things to do with your online world and maybe even education, among many other elements. This is mostly a positive month, but there is some gnarly tension in the beginning and the end of the month that we'll be addressing as we get going. So if you are new to my channel, welcome. My name is Lori Lothy, and I am a whole sign house Hellenistic astrologer. I'm using the Western tropical zodiac, not sidereal. And if you would like to subscribe or hit that notification bell down here or there, please do that, and it helps the channel grow. And anything else I need to tell you? Yeah, I'm having a promotion this month, and it ends on August the 1st, but it starts on June the 21st. It's my yearly promotion. I'm giving away something. I'm giving away 12 60-minute videos, free access to this content, which is unlisted on YouTube. And it has been for sale now for $47 for most of the year. And now it's free because these 12 videos are 60 minutes long for every single sign. You can listen for your sun, moon, and rising. It's a 2023 forecast of all the stuff you need to know. The last 6 months behind you, but the 6 months that are coming to finish 2023 strong, having a basic understanding of what the sky looks like for you based on that sun, moon, and rising sign. If you want that content, it's for free. All you have to do is subscribe to my Cosmic Moonshine newsletter. And then as soon as you subscribe, you get an email, welcome email, and it gives you access to that content. Look in the description link below. And plus, when you subscribe to my Cosmic Moonshine newsletter, you also have a discount code for readings with me as well. So there's a lot of perks to being on my newsletter and on my mailing list. Weekly forecast newsletter. Well, Gemini, and I'm a progressed Gemini sun, so I can somewhat relate to you guys. What we're experiencing in the sky for us Gemini full-ons or progressed Geminis or whatever, especially rising, is you're going to have a lot of energy shifting around your third and fourth house. And that's going to be about siblings and travel and home-like stuff. And we're going to go into detail about how that plays out in your sky. But before we get there, we're also going to talk about something that I bring up in every single video for this month of July. There's going to be a Pluto square the nodes of fate between July the 18th and the end of August. That's Pluto at 29 Cap, South Node, North Node at 29 Libra and Aries. And that is something we haven't seen since 1764. Just to be clear, I do talk fast. You don't like how fast I talk, you can play me back slower on YouTube rather than request I talk slower. Adjust your listening speed. Now, moving forward. If you think about this rarity, that's fine, but understand that this place where Pluto at 29 Cap and he's retrograde is squaring the nodes of fate. It's happening in a place that Pluto's been moving through in your sky ever since 2008. That's your house of chunky money, the house of your stocks, your investments, your taxes, your shared resources with others, inheritance monies, etc. Real resources, money resource through other people, not just your own earnings and revenue stream through your work and career path. So this money is now has been transformed. You've been having ups and downs since 2008 in this part of your sky, and now it's all sort of coming to an end at the end of 24. But as this is clearing out, Pluto is now squaring the nodes of fate, July 18th to the end of August. Tension in that chunky money house and between the axis of money luck, windfalls, lottery wins, gaming, casinos, that kind of money, or things to do with romantic partnerships and children and money, and things to do maybe with your 11th house of earnings and gains from your career, as well as money that can come as well through windfalls or, in quotes, pennies from heaven. And so this energy is very monetary for you. And there's this gritty tension in the middle of July through to the end of August where you're coming to a critical turning point. Now, the Pluto square can just is driving you to take some serious action and decisions as momentum and intensity increases throughout the end of July into August. And you're faced with some major decisions or actions that you wish to take on the money and earnings, not the money and earnings front necessarily, but the money front anyway, money luck, other people's money, shared resources, etc. Hopefully it's nothing as simple as a child wanting to take all your money because they're begging you for it. But anyway, like, mom, dad, I really need $100,000 for next year's school. And you're like, what? But I mean, it could even be because the fifth house is children. It could be some tension with a child over money, a lover, a love partner, or a sibling, an elder sibling. Oh, these are possibilities coming through mid-July. At the end of the day, Pluto's trying to get you to figure out how you can be powerful and well-resourced financially at a deeper level than you've ever known before over the next year and a half as he finalizes a long journey through your eighth house. Let's talk about the qualities of this month ahead, bit by bit in chronological order. I do not do the moons, the lunations I don't really do. I save those for all big videos on my channel, right? Big in-depth videos with all signs. So if you want that content, subscribe. We're just talking about all the other things that are happening, planetary ingresses, etc. Starting off at the beginning of the month, we have Mercury moving into a heart of the sun. It's called a GEMINI on July 1st, 2nd. It's happening at 9 degrees of Cancer in your sky. 9 degrees of Cancer, Geminis, is a money house, earnings and resources. And this energy is also being given a flow and an ease and a grace because it trines Saturn in the sign of Pisces, and that's your career space. Saturn is retrograding, but he's still within a actual trine at 6 degrees of Pisces. And this is going to mean something along the lines that you're going to experience a financial download idea, new action plan, new sustainable marketing and mercurial commerce, commercial structures to your online world, not your online world, to your reputation, career path, and earnings path. Maybe a promotion, it may be a raise, it may be a new idea for how to earn money. A GEMINI is a divine download, an inception of something new. And there's also a sextile to Jupiter in the 12th house of revenue from foreign shores, revenue through foreigners, revenue connected to foreign countries. But also 12th house matters to do with backroom deals and negotiations, and Jupiter being goodness and good luck and good things happening with the North Node and Uranus there very unexpectedly and suddenly. It could be all happening around July 1st and July 2nd. But it may also play out in the couple of weeks to follow as Mercury becomes ever more visible in our sky. Venus is going to square Uranus, and that's happening on July 2nd, 3rd, right after that. A shock, a surprise, some unexpected developments may be connected to the GEMINI, because Uranus is there up in your house of, what did I just say? My brain just went completely offline. Your backroom deals and negotiations, your secret negotiations, your foreign land revenue, that's where Uranus is with Jupiter. And so, you know, Jupiter's blessing you in your 12th house until next May. So this is really good for online revenue. Foreign land shores revenue like PayPal and Stripe and processors and all of that, and gurus and getaways and ashrams, by the way, and learning new things. But this Jupiter energy at this time, remember, he's trining that Mercury GEMINI, and then right after, Venus forms a square to Uranus. So there could be something like on July 2nd, August 9th, and September 29th, a 3-part story around unexpected, surprising money developments or love developments regarding foreign lands and backroom deals and negotiations. Most likely this is about money, in my humble opinion, because of the way the whole sky looks to me. Venus is moving through your 3rd house when she forms a square to Uranus in your 12th. Your 3rd house may be involving online world, platforms, social media, and websites. Therefore, a big up level, a sudden shocking surprise of money stories developing there in a larger way than you're normally used to. For me, as a progressed Gemini, maybe I'll have something go really viral and I'll make a lot of ad revenue on that, just making an example up. You also could experience that as some developments with a sibling that are shocking and surprising, maybe particularly a younger sibling who lives in a foreign country. And that again is July 2nd, August 9th, and September 29th. As we move forward on the 7th to the 10th of July, Mercury will sextile Uranus. Mercury in a sextile relationship is flowing in positive energy as he sits Mercury in your house of earnings and revenue and resources and possessions. And he flows to Uranus in your backroom deals and secret negotiations. But again, if you make money from overseas or foreigners, this can be a very exciting time in July 7th to 10th with a really big uptick in that revenue. It also could be a chance to take a trip to a foreign land or to sell something that you want to sell and do it in a quiet backroom way and have exciting results from that sale. Mercury will be opposing Pluto at the very same time, especially closer to the 10th and 11th of July. And that Pluto, he is sitting across the way in the 8th house of chunky money. That Mercury-Pluto opposition is very interestingly about commerce or business or money from negotiating or marketing or selling and merchandising or markets. An opposition isn't always terrible. And with Uranus in the 12th house, there could be a sudden financial opportunity regarding the word foreign lands or foreigners that could be quite lucrative, but exciting and tense at the same time. Maybe with Pluto in your 8th house as well, somebody spills a secret that's shocking, right? And Mercury's like, oh, I've got all the news that's fit to print, but you don't really want to talk about it. And there's a square to Uranus. There's a wedge formed by Uranus in the 12th house. So some kind of secret reveals could be coming up for some of you between July the 7th and 10th. On July the 11th to the 29th, B number 1129, I feel like I'm a bingo game girl. We have Mercury moving into the sign of Leo. And he'll be there, as I said, till the 29th of July. Now, this is a positive house called the House of Good Spirit in the ancient tradition. It can bring windfalls, money luck. It can bring greater gains from your career. It can bring good news from friends and allies, elder siblings, and benefactors. So look for some of that stuff to occur between July 11th and the 29th. And if you're going to have any kind of financial windfall from this kind of event, if that happens, it may also somehow be connected to things that are going on in your chart with brain come back online. I lost my brain. It went away somewhere. Oh, I'm going to get in trouble. I can't edit, guys. I've got 12 videos to do today and editing takes forever. So pause. I very rarely make mistakes, but I'm going to tell you, I don't edit. So just stop. My brain is kind of fried from doing 12 videos in a row and I'm working backwards from Pisces. So I apologize. Okay, so I meant to say that Mercury is moving into Leo on July the 11th to the 29th. So just disregard the 11th house story. All right. Good news is you got the North Node in the 11th house. So that's wonderful for windfalls and stuff like that over the next year and a half. But when we come back to Mercury in the 3rd house, traveling with Venus on July the 11th to the 29th, auspicious opportunities for travel, auspicious up levels and upgrades in your website, social media, communications, marketing, selling, and messaging world. Auspicious goodness happening regards to siblings, especially younger, traveling to see you, you travel to see them, or communications with siblings being exquisitely positive. So this is an energy from July the 11th to the 29th. Then you will also notice that Mars is moving into Virgo. Mars is moving into Virgo on July the 10th. Mars moving into Virgo is a story about real estate, home, and property. Quite often, Mars in the 4th house means construction, renovation, or improvements around the home, but also can be moving around, moving away from home, moving from your home, or changing your home. Now, it happens every 2 years, and we don't change our home every 2 years, obviously. Okay, so keep that in mind. But I want you to know that Mars moving into Virgo on July the 10th adds 6 weeks, can be a lot of movement around from and about the home. Ideally, you don't get into fights with people you live with domestically, because that's often a very gnarly transit for arguing and conflict in the home. So that is, again, a time from July the 10th, add 6 weeks, where domestic strife can be on the uptick. It is best channeled, however, like playing competitive board games at home instead of getting angry with each other, or traveling away from the home, or traveling to a new home or homeland. When we look forward into the month and we take a gander at July the 18th to the 22nd, that Mars comes into some trouble. As he moves through your fourth house, he ends up opposing Saturn in your 10th. That can be some kind of tension between your private life and your work life. Saturn wants you to grind, be disciplined, focus, and work hard. And there's some kind of tension or conflict at home that can feel very frustrating as a general principle. Maybe you're on a roll, on a tear, you're enjoying some kind of positivity in your earnings income sector, especially because Mercury is even in your second house until July the 11th. And that's really good for finances as well. And so maybe you're on a roll in your money story and your work and career story. And then there's this like, July 18th and the 22nd, friction. So pay attention to that. You don't want to fight necessarily with people in your home and domestic environment, but that could happen. Or you want to travel away from home, but you're stuck with staying closer to the work situation and you're frustrated or something like that on July 18th and 22. Mars rules endings, cutting, separation, Saturn restriction. For some of you, it could be ending a job, changing a career, or even getting fired from a job. So watch out for that. Be cautious around that, July 18th to the 22nd. Venus in Leo, June, July, August, September, through to the October the 8th. That's a rare event. Last happened in 2015, June through October. It's back again. That's your third house. Think about that summer, June through to October of 2015, about the words travel, skills-based education, siblings, online stuff. Like if I go back, because I have a progressed Gemini sun right now, and that time frame, the sun was still progressed into Gemini. That was when I started doing some interesting online launches and stuff to do with my online world in the summer of 2015, after taking the Marie Forleo course on how to build an online business. It's also connected for a lot of people to things to do with your siblings, especially a younger sibling. But in essence, it can mean something along the lines of Venus is helping you enjoy time with the siblings, travel to see siblings, siblings coming to see you, enjoyment of the local neighborhood, having more fun in restaurants and going out to dinners and movie theaters or something, just enjoying the hood, the neighbors, the neighborhood, but also the siblings as well. And that June through to October is kind of the vibe there. Traveling with siblings as well. And there's nothing bad about this. It's like Venus is in a Cajun house. She's not too strong, but she sextiles your ascendant and trines your descendant, bringing some flow and ease to long-term marriage partnerships and to a sense of who you are and feeling good about yourself. And so that's all very positive. You know, it's a feel-good transit, basically. She will retrograde on July the 22nd and go backwards until September the 4th. So that can be siblings that you've been out of touch with, you know, from the past coming into the foreground. So that could be like a sibling traveling with you or visiting a sibling again, July the 22nd to September the 4th. That can also be something about going back over some old strategies with your website, social media platforms. And if you have a social media platform and Venus is here, especially with Mercury, so we're talking about the double whammy of July 11th through to the 29th of July, you can really get some traction social media wise during this time, but being very popular, appealing, and charismatic in your communication skills, or learn something that you're really enjoying, taking a new class. I'm enrolled in several classes right now, but I'm too busy to take them, but I'm taking time off in July from work. And it's probably me actually taking the classes I've registered for and watching the replays. Yes, these are astrology classes. And that is just a time when she retrogrades that anything to do with childhood friends from the past may return as well, especially elementary and high school level friendships. You may be back in touch with those people, or they'll be in touch with you July the 22nd to September the 4th. Now, there is also, I don't normally do the moons, but I want to bring this up for you. This new moon at 24 degrees of Cancer in your earnings house can be a big deal here. And the reason I think it might be a big deal is this new moon, new beginning, which can take 6 months to unfold, right? Which is a key part of the story, is going to be angular to an expanding energy in your 11th house of good spirit, which can bring greater gains from your career. And a new moon is a new beginning. So a lot of Gemini rising, sun and moon, especially rising, will experience a greater career gain off of this new moon in tandem with an expansion of gains from the career and great gains from the career in the 11th house. So that Capricorn new moon kicks off something new, Cancer new moon on July 17th, where you begin a new path in earnings, maybe a new strategy and a new beginning in prosperity in your life. That's like once every 18-year kickoff of new prosperity for you, new levels of prosperity for you. I want to mention next the idea that there is a bit of a tension coming up on the July 22nd to the 25th timeframe, and this is going to involve tension or a square aspect between Mercury and Uranus. Now, Mercury moving through Leo with Venus, right? So he's bona fide. She's keeping everybody happy there. She's very entitled and queen-like in your third house of siblings, travel, skills-based education, online world, daily routines as well. She's in a sudden, Mercury's there and he suddenly gets into a tangle with Uranus, a square to Uranus. And that can be a kind of a tension that may look like something along the lines of an unexpected journey to a foreign land comes up, or an opportunity or disruption of a foreign land journey arises, or a disruption of revenue from foreign shores, or unexpected opportunity from revenue from foreign shores using the online world, or unexpected information about siblings in and from and about foreign lands, July 22nd to the 25th. And it may feel alarming or upsetting at first because you don't expect it as Uranus, but then it kind of smooths and soothes right out on July the 27th, 28th, when Mercury and Venus will co-join at 28 degrees of Leo. And that 28 degree of Leo connection together, especially if your ascendant sun or moon is near 28 degrees of Gemini, let's say 20 to 29 Gemini even, you're going to feel this kind of sigh of goodness. And that is going to resolve any kind of unalarming money or sibling or friendship or travel situations that seemed a little jarred and jarring, and create a reconciliation outcome or a smooth, peaceful resolution of any of those situations. So not to worry too much about what disrupts you on the 22nd to 25th. Look for an easy and excitingly positive resolution by the 27th and 28th of the month. I hope this has been useful for you as a Gemini rising, sun and moon. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. I apologize for the glitch in the middle. I am not perfect. Don't forget to sign up for Cosmic Moonshine. Check out my Patreon community where you get a bunch of perks like everything early access, ad-free, 2 meetings with me a month, and my Cosmic Moonshine newsletter and my classes. Everything's in the description box below. I'll see you guys in my next video. Thanks for being here. Take care.